Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Stay tuned for more info and a great deal on your next box. It's that time of year where summer bodies are in the headlines, and a lot of content that you're going to be served might make you feel bad, or at least worse. I've always had a relatively healthy body image, but I'm not immune to seeing gorgeous people on Instagram and feeling like I need to lose 10 pounds. That said, I could be working out every day and looking great, but I could still be feeling awful. I've made no secret of my mental health struggles this year, and I will touch on that a little later, but mostly I want to talk about the glow up that you can have this summer that isn't about the way that you look. So first things first, this weather. I'm not a hot weather person. I'm really not. I get it. Some of you will be in your element. This is not for me. I did not sleep well last night. I'm headachy. The pollen count is so high. Even those of us without hay fever are feeling it. On top of that, the heat can play havoc with your digestive system. It can make you feel sluggish, leave you dehydrated, just generally feeling rubbish. I get that the sunshine is energizing. Yes, the bright mornings, the sunshine, I love it. But the heat is just not a fun time unless you've got access to aircon. One thing that always does make me feel better though, no matter really the weather, but especially when it's hot outside, eating fresh. Cooking my meals, avoiding takeout, drinking plenty of water, they are the fastest ways that I can change the way my body feels, how I feel in my body. I have more energy, I feel lighter, I get better sleep when I eat right, and HelloFresh is the easiest way to do that when the last thing you want to think about is dinner. I don't really ever crave convenience food. I mean, that's probably a lie, but I don't tend to day to day. The reason that I gravitate towards those things is because they're so flipping convenient. When I'm tired and a bit fed up, I don't want to have to meal plan and shop for food. I want to eat and go to bed. HelloFresh is the easiest way to eat fresh. If you've yet to try it, I have a great deal for you. Check out the QR code on screen or the link below and use code 60MMD to get 60% off your first box and 25% off your next 8 boxes. If you watch my vlogs, you will know I've been a HelloFresh subscriber on and off for years and years, so I can tell you as a customer how much I love this service. I recommend it to friends and family. Long before they were ever a sponsor, I used to tell people all the time about it, which makes it all the more exciting for me to be able to offer you my own discount code. This smells incredible. Less than 20 minutes to cook. Not only is, I'm sure it's going to be delicious because I've had similar things before, but it's also fairly simple in terms of ingredients, so it's family friendly and it's light on the tummy in this hot weather. Something I discovered a couple of years ago when I did the 10,000 steps challenge, it was like 1,000,000 steps or whatever it was, 10,000 steps a day, was walking after eating really helped me to digest my food. I know that's not really a secret, but it really did make a difference. There's lots of things that people say, oh, you should do this, but not all of them are legit. This absolutely, I felt a difference. It's so tempting to lay on the sofa and snooze when you're really full. I mean, also, don't eat until you're really full. That's another thing. It's just all the things that kind of add up to that sluggish feeling. 5 to 15-minute walk. It doesn't even have to be a long amount of time. Just like move a little and it just helps, makes all the difference. Speaking of exercise, so many people, I'd say less so now than it used to be, so many people dismiss walking as a form of exercise. It's pretty much the best form of exercise for me. It's like exercise without even feeling like it is exercise. If you can't kind of follow a formal class or go to the gym, get walking. Even if it's like 10 minutes a day, you're making steady improvements to your fitness. I love the book Atomic Habits, and the premise in a nutshell is that tiny changes add up over time. If you do something for 5 minutes each day, you're 5 minutes further along each day than you would have been. That's like 35 minutes a week. Why would you not do that? And it's only 5 minutes a day. I've wanted to find some kind of yoga or Pilates that I can commit to for the longest time, for like years. And I recently broke it down and decided that stretching was a good place to start. I want to stay as mobile as possible for as long as possible. As I age, of course I'd love to be toned and look like Jennifer Aniston when I'm in my 50s, but be realistic. Right now, I know not necessarily my limitations, but like what I'm prepared to do. I know that I won't stick to anything that will get me to that body. So baby steps. I'm stretching out my back, my shoulders specifically because they cause me pain, and I'm trying to get in some walking every day. It's pointless for me to be like, okay, I'm going to embark on this whatever, like this is going to change my body in X amount of weeks, 3 months and blah, blah, blah. It would be pointless to do that because I'm not going to stick with it. So I'm trying to incorporate small things that are, I said this in a previous video, but something that you're going to really go hard on and then drop is a lot less effective than a small thing that you're going to do every single day. Let's talk about hay fever because it has been bananas. I've got a friend who has such severe hay fever, they were actually hospitalized as a child. She has to take all of her clothes off when she comes in, have a shower, put like inside clothes on. Otherwise, she can be like not being able to breathe. It's so crazy. It could be debilitating for some people. For me, it's only ever been really, really mild symptoms. Seems to have been something that I've developed as I've gotten older. But this year, I'm sure a lot of you with me are feeling it really badly, really for the first time. Today, I'm feeling kind of okay, actually. But these past few weeks, it's just been like, real sluggish, horrible all the time. So I started taking these antihistamines and discovered, because it was like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I know that antihistamines can make you feel drowsy, not the best feeling when it's this hot. But they actually interacted with my antidepressants. So don't do what I did. Do a little Google search. If you're already taking some kind of prescription medication, make sure that it's okay with whatever it is that you're buying over the counter or on the shelf. Make sure you can take two of those things together because it was not a good idea for me. On top of that, I also discovered that if you take certain types of medication like me, you can be more prone to overheating and dehydration. So again, it's just all round fantastic for me. Wet towel on the face, eye drops. That's as far as I'm going because it is not worth the drowsiness of the antihistamines. But if you guys have got any specific hay fever tips, please share them in the comments because I'm sure there are a lot of people who would really, really thank you for them. I know I've harped on about this a ton recently, but also I do want to mention getting up early. This is easier with lighter mornings, but when it's hot and you haven't slept well, it can be a real struggle. Early mornings allow me to feel like I'm taking some control back, whether that be of my day, of my mood, of my time, whatever. It's my coolest time to work out, if that's what you're into. But I like to get up and work when it's cool and quiet. Let me kind of shake off the grogginess of a hot night, and by the time I'd usually be getting out of bed, I'm like a bit more awake. So I'll kind of get up early and edit or maybe prep for a video, something like that. But it just kind of helps if I can get out of bed right now. I'm recording this at 6:43 a.m. and if I'd get up at 7, which would be my usual wake up time, then I would still be feeling groggy come 8. I mentioned in a recent vlog that I think my ideal schedule, like day to day, would be get up really early, midday nap, and then stay up really late. And my friend who used to live in Spain pointed out that's basically their entire lifestyle. And honestly, I'm kind of considering just changing my whole schedule because I work for a company that is like super flexible in terms of the hours that you work. Work needs to get done within a certain, reasonable time period. And sometimes I work really long hours, but you can pretty much do that through, what do I mean? Like, so long as you actually meet certain deadlines, you can pretty much work the hours that you want to work. So in theory, there's nothing stopping me taking a break in the middle of the day. So I'm really tempted to do that. And if there's anything that you could change about your kind of day-to-day schedule that would make it easier for you, why not give it a go? Going back to what we were saying about Instagram envy, do you ever look at a before picture and think they look perfectly fine there? Chances are they were smiling with friends or they look like they were enjoying themselves, having fun. Whether or not they actually were is irrelevant for the purpose of this point because you don't think beyond that smiling face. People only see the surface of us, and honestly, most people are too busy thinking about themselves to think too much about how you look. Be real. When you see, and I'm talking from experience, when you see that gorgeous photo that makes you think, ugh, you're thinking about how you look. You're not thinking about how they look. My timeline recently has really shifted. I realize that your timeline is an algorithm and it knows you. You don't even necessarily have to search for things. It just serves you things that it thinks, I know what she'll be interested in. I used to get a lot of stuff that was like, lose weight. And I swear, until last year, I made no concerted effort really to lose weight. It wasn't really something that plagued me. I didn't ever, I wasn't like dieting, nothing. And I really wasn't looking at stuff like that often at all. But it just, you know, it knows our insecurities. It knows even the deep down ones. And it used to serve me stuff like that all the time. And now it has shifted to a lot more strength and like fitness stuff. I've still got a lot of women who look absolutely fantastic, but it's just generally the focus is more on how strong they are. And that is a step in the right direction for me. That is the way I want to go. My focus moving forward is a lot less about having a bikini body, because honestly, in preparation for this video, I tried to search for bikini body headlines in magazines and stuff like that. Almost all of the ones I found were from like the mid 2010s, like 2012, 2015. Not a lot of stuff like that now seems to fly on the front of magazines. Obviously, we all get what they're getting at. It's subliminal messaging, not even really. But it's not quite as hardcore as it used to be. Everything is shifting. And for me, this is a summer of change in a completely different way. I hope you'll join me. I would like to just definitely move towards, I want to feel good. I want to be in my 50s doing cartwheels. That is my goal. I don't really care what I weigh while I'm doing it. I don't care how wobbly I am. That is the goal for me. I want to be able to do the splits. I want to become more flexible, not less. And that is a lot more important to me than whether or not I ever get a flat stomach. It's never going to happen. I realise, and for some people, you'll be like, you've got a flat stomach. I've always had, I don't even want to get into it, but like the pooch situation, you know, I had a baby when I was 19. I've always had a post-baby body. So everyone, you know, the media tells you, you have a post-baby body. Anyone who's had a baby has a post-baby body. And that like sits with you. It's like you internalize it. And so I'm not going to apologize for feeling that way, because it's not my fault. But I am going to tell you, I am trying to deprogram myself. I'm trying to take those little things out of my mind that I didn't really even realize were there, and force in there some more positive messaging. And I'm going to share that with you as and when I push it into my mind, I'm going to push it into yours as well. So right now we are feel, not look. I mean, I'm still very vain. Not that you would know, still very vain. But I do, it's, as you get older particularly, but always really, it's so much more about how you feel. And if you feel great, if you feel fantastic and you're really happy and you're having a great time, aren't you always more attractive? It kind of always has that effect, doesn't it? Anyway, don't forget to check out the HelloFresh link below. It is 60% off your first box, 25% off the next 8 boxes, which is a fantastic deal. I will leave it linked and it will be up on the screen right now. But yes, thank you so much for joining me for another one of someone called this a video essay, this style of video, and I like it. I enjoy that. I like this kind of video. It's a little bit more work, but I really enjoy putting them together, and hopefully those of you who watch them enjoy them too. But I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.